Hello, my little queer book, worms. Today we're starting a 24-hour readathon. I attempted this and it was like the third video on my channel, and it was reading mystery thrillers for 24 hours. Go watch that one, okay? But, spoiler alert, I failed miserably. And this time we are not going to fail. Yeah, we're not. No. So, we are going to start this at like 4 o'clock on a Wednesday. It's actually 3:40 on a Wednesday. No, on a Tuesday. And I'm not going to be pulling an all-nighter because I've pulled an all-nighter recently and I was not able to function. I was debating what book to read first. I have Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab, and I started this actually yesterday, and I'm 354 pages in. Now, I have 180 pages left, so only like 3 hours to go, and I might read this afterwards, but I'm going to explain to you what it's about. It's basically, I'm not a big fantasy reader, and recently I've been reading so much. That's why I decided to do this reading challenge. And I started getting into fantasy, and I think I'm slowly starting to like fantasy because I used to despise it because I hated not knowing what's going on in a book. And I'm starting to understand, and this one isn't that hard to understand. And I feel like people that read V.E. Schwab are really educated, but not like her Invisible Life of Addie LaRue is her like most popular novel, and everyone and their moms has read that. But I mean, like, if you go beyond that book and you read almost her entire backlist, I'd consider you, like, you have good taste. And, like, you definitely, like, know what you're doing. But, I started this yesterday, as I said. This book cover, or, like, book edition is so cool. It's signed. I don't know if it comes with every copy. It's basically following 3 different timelines, about Maria, in no clue how to pronounce that, and then there's in 1532, and that is Maria's point of view. And then there's 1827 London, Charlotte's point of view, and then there's 2019 Boston, Alice's point of view. And it kind of just follows how, it's not really a spoiler because when I searched up TikToks to understand what this book is about, everyone described it, it's about toxic lesbian vampires. It kind of describes how each one of these girls turns into a vampire and how they managed to turn others into vampires and how they lived with that secret and their first times becoming and exploring them as they grow through being a vampire. And I've heard great things about it, and so far I'm liking it, which is surprising. I'm having a good time. Sometimes I do not understand what's going on, but I am having a good time. And recently I haven't been having the urge to just pick up my phone while I'm reading. As soon as I read 5 pages, I'm invested in the story. I do not want to pick up a book. But I think I'm going to read this afterwards because I want to read a different book. And I think I'm going to read The Bell Jar by Sylvie Plath. Now I'm starting off our book, our readathon, with a book that takes a little bit more brain thought because I don't want to just read all my fun, whimsical books right now, and then later I have my, like, more plot, like, more character-driven and books that I'll actually need to think about. So instead I'm being smart, okay? So, also this is a pretty short book, so it's not going to take that much time, and we're going to start reading. I have a 24-hour timer, as always, on my iPad, because last time that's what we did. The lighting is kind of bad, but we're going to get over it, okay? it's official. We did finish our first book of this 24-hour readathon. I know I was originally going to read The Bell Jar, but I read the first chapter. We're on page 14, and then I decided I was going to stop and finish this book until I move on to another book, because I don't want to get all the stories jumbled in my head, which rarely happens, because I read like, sometimes I'll be reading 4 books at the same time, but mostly I'm reading 2 because I have one on audio and one physically. Let's first talk about Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil. I did pause the timer. We are currently we have 22 hours and 36 minutes left. Okay, so I think I'm going to rate it 3.25. I just had a good time. I purely enjoyed whatever this was. I was confused at many places, yes. Did I binge read this? Yes. Like in 2 days. I don't know why, I just really enjoyed it, and I'm surprised I did, because I read books 1 through 4 of Twilight. I stopped at, I read Breaking Dawn Part 1, or I read Breaking Dawn and then I stopped there. I didn't enjoy Twilight at all. Hot take, I know, because this one I feel like has more, I just cared more for it, and that one I didn't, Twilight. So this is the first vampire book that I actually care for. And I did enjoy it. And I know for a fact I will read V.E. Schwab's books more, because I feel like I will really enjoy her. But we finally got our first book done. So, with that being said, I also listened a bit to my audiobook, and we're currently reading Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell. Right there. And I'm 39% through. And I only read a bit of it. Well, I listened to a bit of it. I'm probably going to listen to it more while I go on a walk.
Eleanor and Park is about Eleanor, and she moves back in with her mother and her stepfather and her siblings. We don't find out why she moves back in until you get further into the book. But her stepfather is a horrible guy, okay? So, not only that, but her family is currently going through a rough patch. They're just not financially stable. So Eleanor gets picked on a lot at school. She gets bullied. Then she meets this guy named Park, and they become friends. And one thing leads to another. It's obviously a romance. You can see where this is going. I do regret reading The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath in this vlog, because I am binge reading it because I have to. It's a 24-hour readathon. But classics for me, they're supposed to be spread out. I'm not supposed to read them in the same day. So I will reread this book. Do not trust my review on this. I will reread it, and I will include my full thoughts on it, whether it's in a vlog, in a short, in another reading, whatever it is. You will eventually find out if you subscribe, which you should go do. Jar by Sylvia Plath, and I think I'm going to rate it 3 stars. And that this wasn't very much of a plot. It was very much character driven, and I did not expect this to be what it was. I annotated 2 parts, but even then, I didn't have to annotate that if I didn't want to. I purely just wanted to have the joy of seeing book tabs. So, 3 stars, because still it was a good, read to, binge read, and I will give it the recognition it deserves, because it's a classic and it's easy to read, and but maybe it's because I binge read it. We're 21 hours in, and, we have 21 hours left and 5 minutes. So we have officially read basically 3 hours. But we're going to be heading on to our 3rd book of this readathon. We're going to read The Conditions of Will by Jessa Hastings. Jessa Hastings wrote The Magnolia Perks and Daisy Hates, the universe.
Stop. Before anyone flames me in the comments for this, I will decide to discuss upon this. When I bought this book is in one of my most recent vlogs. It's my Boston vlog. Go watch that, please. I beg of you. That is one of my favorite, if not my favorite video I have on my channel. I think I just really like the way I edited it, and it was a fun video overall, and it was a fun time. So go watch that video right now. No, I'm just kidding. That's so aggressive for no reason. I just wanted to pop in and say, I know, I am well aware, not fully, but I know the hot waters Jessa Hastings has found herself in, the whole entire drama. If you're not aware, I mentioned this in my vlog when I bought this too. I'm going to make a summary. If you're not aware, if you didn't watch that vlog, go watch it now. But Jessa Hastings, she is a big generative AI supporter, and I hate generative AI with every fiber in my being. I hate AI so much. She also, what else? Some old tweets resurfaced of her being fatphobic and racist and just a horrible person overall. I know, I am well aware. I don't know what else she has found herself in, because I guess you can find anything now on problematic people. But what I wanted to say is, I bought this before the whole entire drama came out. I bought it back when, My Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry just came out, okay? That's when I bought it. It was before, it was very new release, and I feel like I didn't even have, I didn't have a TikTok at that time. So, I sincerely apologize for ever supporting this author. This is the last book I shall ever purchase from them. If you ever see me reading her books, or see on my Goodreads, or, on my Fable, which go follow this, by the way. Okay. Disgusting, Dennisa. Shut up. Anyway, if you ever see me reading her books, just know I did not buy them. I either borrowed them from a library or did stuff like that. Also, I don't think I'm going to film another video reading her books. If I do, I'm going to make the same disclaimer. I am not trying to promote her book in this vlog. I am not. And if you want to go and read her books, this is your sign to research the authors you are planning on supporting by buying their books, by doing research. Do research before you go. And I know it's $20. It's not that much. $20 adds up with all the other people, and then that horrible person could be gaining so much money. And what are they going to do with this? A lot. Okay, they could do a lot with money. I'm sorry. This is too aggressive. Your defense is already up. I sincerely apologize. I'm being way too violent and aggressive. But what I wanted to say, please do not flame me in the comments. I am well aware of who she is, the horrible person she is. If I'm not trying to promote her book by reading it and telling you to go read it. If you want to read her books, reading is subjective. You do you, I do me. I can read whatever I want. You can too, as long as we're not harming others or ourselves. If you want to read her books, I deeply, deeply, deeply recommend to go borrow them from a library. She's a very popular author. I guarantee you, your library must have them if you live in Canada or America or in an English-speaking country. I guarantee you, and maybe even if you live in a different country, because I know sometimes my audience is more diverse. Okay, try and go to a library, find it there, borrow it from the library. You're not directly supporting them. Go on Libby, or like on apps that you can read ebooks on, without purchasing them, like an online library. Maybe if you want to own the book, buy it secondhand, whether you're thrifting it from an actual thrift store or you're buying it secondhand from online. Whatever you do, please do not directly support the author and buy her book directly, because it's directly supporting her and she's not a good person. But at the end of the day, you can do you. I can do me. Okay? I am sorry for supporting her. I'm very sorry. I already read it and I already have any. I can't return it. Even, I also got it at a Barnes & Noble. I don't live in America, so I do not have a Barnes & Noble near me. The next Barnes & Noble is 9 hours, actually. It's 4 hours from here, okay? That's all I wanted to say. Thank you for understanding. Now that we get that aside, I hope you enjoy the rest of this video. Yay, now she's throwing a gang sign. Oh, no. Yeah, no. I did a horrible job explaining the book, what it's about. So I'm going to try right now. Anything that I say is on the synopsis of the book. Basically, Georgia gets hit up with a call. Yo, your father died. She needs to go to his funeral in South Carolina. The thing is, she has to gather around with the whole entire family. Her and one of her brothers, they're the disappointments in the family, because she has found herself in some scandals when she was a teenager that you later find out about. But her brother is gay, and that's why they don't like him, because he likes yaoi, So their family is very close-minded. They don't like them for wanting free healthcare and everyone to be equal. Sorry, I don't know. Republicans crack me up so much. Conservatives are just hilarious. But that's what happens. But on top of her brother being gay and being a disappointment, he also is struggling with an addiction, and he brings his AA sponsor to be there along with him on the trip. And later in the novel, the AA sponsor, something goes on with the AA sponsor, and then I'm pretty sure it's called an AA sponsor, and his sponsor and the brother and her, and it's a whole thing. And I feel bad for the sponsor, because he just had to see this conservative family come at two people for caring about people and for not wanting a felon in the office. Listen, it's not as political as you think, but I just find it funny. And that's what it's about. Poorly explained, but yeah. Okay, so after my walk, I had 20 hours and 6 minutes left, which is a lot of time considering we spent the whole day reading. Well, not the whole day, but I decided I was going to read Check and Mate by Ali Hazelwood. It was around 8 p.m. already, and I was just I need something to clock out.
I started this a few days before. It's I don't even remember the full plot of this book now that I'm thinking of it. I don't remember anything that happened. But if you want to know a summary on what it's about, this girl, she was like a really good chess player when she was little and a tween or whatever. But she stopped playing chess for a while until her friend's like, yo, the best teenage chess player or the best chess player, has a tournament or whatever. You should go against him since you used to be so goated at chess. And eventually she decides to go play, and I guess it's for like the first time in like 4 years, and I guess it's like a rivals to lovers situation, because yeah, of course it would be. It's a romance book. I just want to say this is one of my least favorite Ali Hazelwood books. I read The Love Hypothesis, which is my favorite thus far. Then I read Deep End recently. It was actually a fun, giggly time. Surprisingly, I really enjoyed it because I'm not a big spice reader. And I also read Love Theoretically. That wasn't my favorite either. But yeah.
It is currently 1 p.m. and we have 15 hours and 22 minutes left. Yeah. This is definitely going into tomorrow, but I am over halfway on Conditions of Will. This is how much I've read, and we're on page 256, chapter 36, and we basically have 200 pages left, and I'm enjoying this so much. I still am, and I think it's going to live up to the 5-star potential, but I thought I should read something else just to, as a palate cleanser, because I'm already like over halfway, and sometimes when I read a book for like too long, it starts to mess with my head. I don't know. I just need a little taste of something else. So instead, I think it's great to pull out my short book, The Dead Poets Society. It's actually Dead Poets Society by N.H. Kleinbaum. Don't know. But it's based off the movie, and it's only... Let me see. I think it's only 166 pages long, and it's a pocket book, so it's going to be so hard, like, it's the size of my head. It's going to be so easy to finish. We have 14 hours and 6 minutes left. We're almost halfway through. I finished the Dead Poets Society. I annotated like 3 things. Surprisingly, for how many pages was this? For an 166, basically 160 page book, it was pretty good, because like I feel like short books sometimes lack plot, but this one was pretty good. I actually enjoyed it somewhat. I'm gonna rate it a 3.75. I'm really excited to watch the movie. It's 7:13 p.m. and we have 11 hours and 40 minutes left, basically. And we finished The Conditions of Will, and I'm going to rate this 5 stars. Listen, I was a little bored a bit through, but sometimes when I binge read a book, for some reason, I just get a little bit tired of the story, or maybe I just, I need to stop reading for a while. So sometimes I cannot binge read books. But still, overall, I think if I also, pace this, oh my goodness, if over a few days I just savored this book, it would be even better.
May I just say, I still do not stand by the decision of rating this a 5-star book. I will probably change it on my Goodreads and my Fable. Go follow me at that, by the way. That was cringy. I'm sorry. Go do that if you want to. Please and thank you. Because I'd probably follow you back. I want to see what other people are reading at the same time as me. But, with that being said, I feel like because Jessa Hastings is already a problematic author, it's hard for me to like form my opinions on this book, because it's a little hard for me. It's difficult for me to separate the art from the artist, because at the end of the day, the art would not exist without the artist. So with that being said, I would probably rate it like a 4.5 or a 4.75. I did enjoy it. I don't think about it every day since I've read it, but it kept me thoroughly entertained. I will say that. Yeah. I also cut out a lot of footage of me speaking about this book purely because I didn't, and like talking about my thoughts on it, I didn't want to give it as much light as it already has. So that's why you won't be seeing an in-depth review of why I rated it like this. But that's just what I wanted to say. By the way, for the rest of the night, after I finished The Conditions of Will, I just kept reading Check and Mate by Ali Hazelwood, because I had nothing else. I didn't want to start another book. I didn't have that power in me. Yeah. I have reached a level of delusion in this vlog that was unreachable. This was me at 9 p.m. by the way. It felt like, listen, it might have not been that many hours, but it felt like so much, and especially because I wear glasses, my eyes were so strained, they hurt so bad, and after this challenge, they hurt for like another 2 days till they finally went back to normal. If you see me do another 24-hour readathon, someone spam the comments with dennisa. Stop it. You're gonna end up with the strongest prescription of glasses ever. Sorry, that was very, very aggressive. I also have reached I'm reaching that level of delusion that I have in the video. In the video, I was so tired and my brain was like chicken noodle soup, okay, it was scrambled, that I don't even remember this happening. I completely blacked out. I don't remember reading some of these books in this vlog. Okay, I never remember I had doing this. With that being said, I finished Check and Mate somehow. At like 9 p.m. And do not fully trust me on this review. Okay, take it not even with a grain of salt. Take it with like the most microscopic grain ever. I do not remember that much that happened in the vlog. I can remember like a little bit flashback, but I don't remember that much. If you handed me the book and told me to read it and took someone that never read the book and to also read it, we would have the same sense of shockness to us. So, what I'm trying to say is, I finished it. I gave it like a 2.5 or 2.75 stars. I didn't rate it that highly, but at the same time, I reached a level of delusion. I just didn't find anything in me to care. But also, maybe I just wasn't in the mood for an Ali Hazelwood, because for me, Ali Hazelwood, it's either like, oh, I don't care about these characters. And usually, that happens when I'm not in the mood to read her books. And then the times that I'm in the mood to read their books, I'm like, hey, I love this. sorry. After I finished Check and Mate, I decided I was going to pick up the Summer of Broken Rules because, hey, the show must go on even if your brain is fried and mush. So I started that. The Summer of Broken Rules by K.L. Walther, okay? This is a book about a girl, and her sister died. So, during the summer, it takes place during the summer, her and her family go to Martha's Vineyard for her cousin's wedding. The catch is, they're doing a game, they're gonna play a game that they played for like a while 4 years ago, but then they stopped. But they decided to start to host a game this year. It's kind of like a scavenger hunt, Clue type stuff, whatever. They decided to throw it in honor of her sister dying because apparently she really liked this game or whatever. Anyway, the thing is, her cousin's getting married, so it's gonna be the main character side of the family and the cousin's fiance side of the family. Stay with me now. She meets one of the groomsmen on the other side, who is also a teenager. Thought I should clarify that. They become friends. They decide to do an alliance to win the game. And yeah, it just kind of follows. It's very summery. It's very Taylor Swifty. Okay. Yeah. Also, when I review this book, I also reached this level of delusion. So also take my review with a grain of salt. But that's all I wanted to say. Also, obviously it's a romance book, so smoocha, something, happens.
6:24, and we have 8 hours and 50 minutes left. And I decided I was going to read for the duration. I was not going to pause this timer once today. I'm just going to keep going and keep going at it. But I woke up this morning at 5 o'clock, and I fell out of bed. Literally fell. And while I was trying to find my phone, and I started listening to my audiobook ever since I woke up. I didn't even make my bed, didn't even brush my teeth, just fell out of bed, chucked on my audiobook, started the timer, and said I'm just going to start my day listening to the audiobook. And then I went on a run listening to my audiobook. I finished Eleanor in Park. And I ended up rating it at 3.75 stars. I really did enjoy it. It was such a heavy topic, and usually I do not get triggered. And I wouldn't say I did get triggered. It was just so, it was really heavy. And I think the fact that I was, listening to it early in the morning did not help. But I did really enjoy it. I would recommend it. And then I started Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell, the same author that wrote Eleanor in Park.
At this point, I don't think anyone even cares about what these books are about. But I have to tell you anyway, because I guess that's my job. This book follows Kath, and she has just moved to college with her twin. But her twin, Ren, does not want to be roommates with her, because they want to explore outside their comfort zone, because they finally moved to college, So now Kath, she's just an introvert. She loves writing fan fiction. It's her only reason for living life. And this book is 50 different books in one. It's trying so many different things. But that's why I would see someone enjoying it. She has a roommate that always has a boyfriend around, and then she has her professor doesn't like her writing fan fiction, and then there's this guy in her class that this handsome guy in quotation marks that won't stop talking to her or something. I don't know. It's such a mixture of things. This was in the synopsis, by the way. I honestly don't know what it was, but that's probably the only reason why it got me going, why it kept me reading, aka listening.
I'm also going to start reading a man called Ove. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm saying Ove. This book, I'm scared to start it.
Boyfriend, I'm nervous.
I'm kind of nervous that I won't like this, but I love Frederick Bachman's writing, so I'm hoping that will get me through. Can you tell how like I'm not into this? Okay, after this reading, after like this challenge, I'm going to watch YouTube till my heart desires, till I explode.
A Man Called Uwe, or Ove, whatever you want to call it, by Frederick Bachman. Frederick Bachman is one of my favorite authors. This book, I was already halfway through at this point. This book is about this grumpy old man called Ove. And he just kind of lives a grumpy life because, you know, he's an old man. What can you do besides be grumpy and yell, "Get off my lawn," 50 times? But these new neighbors move into his like apartment building or like near him, and it's a family. But like the entire neighborhood knows, yo, don't mess with Mr. Uwe over here, with Grampy Uwe, okay? But this new family, they just keep asking him for favors, and they just end up in the same situations together. And long story short, like, you know, Uwe finds what life's really about after living a grumpy life. That's the best way to explain it. I'd honestly just go into this blind, to be honest. I am so done with this vlog. I am so sorry, but I'm so done with this vlog, filming and editing and, you know, the whole shebang.
have 2 hours and 23 minutes left on the clock. I can't believe it. So excited to watch YouTube. But I took a break and I listened to my audiobook while I made food. But we finished A Man Called Ove. I think I'm going to rate this 4 stars. This was such a good book. I would definitely recommend it. I annotated quite a bit. I love the friendship dynamics and friendship in any type of book. I really do like that. Also, the friendship dynamic between friends you meet later in life and how they can span from different ages, different backgrounds. They don't have to be a carbon copy of you, you know? They don't have to be, because the person who was really cared about Ove and really was friends with him was the mom from the family. I forgot what her name was. I know I'm very forgetful, but I really enjoy. She really was the one that was trying to push her family and was trying to push Ove for them to become friends. And she cared. I feel like she cared one of the most. She was one of the people that cared the most about him, and just I loved how she was the complete opposite. Girl. We're finally done. This 24-hour readathon. I'm so happy. I was debating on the last hour to just what if I just stopped it and just watched YouTube? But no, I finished the Summer of Broken Rules and I was listening to my audiobook. I didn't finish my audiobook. I think I have 6 hours left, so I'm probably almost 70% through. I don't know, or 60. But we're going to talk about first The Summer of Broken Rules by K.L. Walther. So, I decided to rate this a 3 stars. I was also delusional when I read this, so I think I would have enjoyed it way more. When I actually started paying attention, I was like, wow, there's a lot of Taylor Swift references because I didn't notice them. Okay, so the main character's name is Meredith. And if you don't know, Taylor Swift's cat's name is Meredith. The love interest, he goes by Whit, but his actual name is Steven. And I think that's the name. I don't know how to pronounce that name. But and then there's a song that's Hey Steven by Taylor Swift. And Fearless was mentioned. A lyric from Speak Now. There's a lot of Taylor Swift mentions, Lover. Literally so many things referencing Taylor Swift, and I love that because I'm a Swiftie. So I finished The Summer of Broken Rules, 3 stars. I didn't enjoy it that much. I really enjoyed Maybe Meant to Be, so this one was kind of mid. So now we're going to go over everything we've read. We read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 physical books. We finished an audiobook. We started another one. But we're not going to count that. So we finished 5 physical books. We finished Summer of Broken Rules, Check and Mate, and then we finished Eleanor and Park as our audiobook. So technically, imagine 3 more books on top of here. This, Check and Mate, and Eleanor and Park. I'd say 8 books is pretty good for a readathon. I am going to go watch as much YouTube as possible. I hope you enjoyed this vlog. I hope in some way you found this entertaining. Don't ever torture yourself by doing a readathon. Or don't pressure yourself if you are going to do it. But I did. Anyway, goodbye. I love you. I hope you have an amazing day. If you're feeling... Okay, that just ruined my outro. If you're feeling overwhelmed or anxious today, go touch some grass. And I'll be here when you get back. Love ya. Bye.